Welcome back to the Disc Golf Show. My name is Nick. This is episode 30 of the 2025 season. We hope you've been having a good holiday season so far, and it continues to be great. And as always, this podcast is brought to you in part by our sponsors, one being our local pro shop that is Final Nine Sports. If you are in the Northern California, Sacramento area, there are two locations. There's one in Rocklin and one in Orangevale. So stop by there if you are in the area. And then in addition to that, as always, we do say go support your local pro shop. However, if you do go there and you're unable to find what you are looking for, we have a remedy, and that is Disc Golf Deals USA. If you go to discgolfdealsusa.com/discgolfshow, you can get 10% off your entire order. Some exclusions do apply, but hey, you can save that money on pretty much the majority of the stuff on the site. Let's get right into it. This is probably going to be, I always say this is going to be a shorter show and it ends up not being. But let's run through some of the quick news, I guess. One thing being Drew Gibson recently announced that he's looking forward to possibly returning earlier than normal, earlier than scheduled. So it'll be good to see him back out in the pro competition divisions. Or division, MPO. Prodigy Discs recently announced a upgrade or promotions to some of their players from lower divisions, lower teams to their core team, which is their highest team. And those, I just wanted to give recognition to Jesse Longenecker, Dylan Capaccioli, I'm hoping I pronounced that right, Jonathan Fletcher, and Noah Higgins. So again, with Prodigy, as we've seen in the past, there's a lot of pros that start off in Prodigy, and they do move on to other manufacturers, but they are names that are known. So, I mean, Burr's a big one of those. Isaac Robinson, there's others out there that are well-known names that have climbed the ranks. So maybe keep your eyes on those people. Again, Jesse Longenecker, Dylan Capaccioli, Jonathan Fletcher, and Noah Higgins. Shout out to those guys for increasing their value in the sport. We did have an announcement from the World Flying Discs Federation, which is the WFDF. So for the 2026 World Team Disc Golf Championship, the applications are open for that, and that's going to be held in Lithuania. So if you do qualify, by all means, go check that out and see if maybe you can attend and be a part of the team for the 2026 World Team Disc Golf Championships. There was a recent survey, Fandom Survey, that was sent out, and it had to do with favorite and least favorite players. And there's a little bit of a kind of upset, I guess. I don't know if it's an upset, but get your point of view on this. The four most liked players, which isn't super surprising to me, is Simon Lizotte, Silva Saarinen, Calvin Heimberg, and Kristen Lott. There are a bunch of others on this list that was posted, but one of the names that was missing completely from the whole list was Gannon Buhr. I've mentioned my previous viewpoints on Gannon, how I respect his golf game. He came across a bit cocky for me when he was, of course he's younger, so you're going to. So I didn't necessarily hold that against him, but it does come across that way a little bit when you're younger. And he's definitely grown in a positive fashion, in my opinion. And my outlook on him has changed over the years since he started being at the top of the ranks. There's a lot of respect given to him, but he was not on the list of most liked. So discussion is more so, why? Is it because he comes across maybe a little too sure of himself? That can come across in a negative fashion, but that's also something that I feel like the top players have to have. When you're at that level of play, you have to be so confident in yourself that, as he said in the past, I expect to win. I expect that I can win every event that I play. And to be at that level, number one in the world, I think though it may come across negatively to a normal person, you have to have that mentality. And though you can look down on it, it comes with the territory, I think. So, I mean, what's your opinion? Why do you think he was left off? Do you think it's appropriate? Do you have a negative viewpoint of him in certain areas? I mean, his personality is coming out a lot more. He's as he grows older, it's going to continue to do so. His character, he's not a bad guy. When you see him in a lot of those videos, he's funny, has a sense of humor, likes to mess around, and you know, when you're young, you're going to do that. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's surprising that he was not on the list at all as most liked players for this last year? Or do you see that as, yeah, I can see that. As for least liked, there was a little bit of a list on that too. And we'll just run through these. And I'm curious as to your opinion on this as well, because I don't necessarily know a ton about these athletes, but I do know their names, and I haven't been around them personally, so obviously I don't have that experience to judge them in any fashion, whether it's in a professional manner or not. But the top 4 least liked: Evan Smith, Mason Ford, Grady Shue, and GT Hancock. So if you have had personal experience talking to them, maybe getting signatures, interactions with them on social media, let me know. What do you think? Are you fans of them? Do you see that as being a logical result for these questions and these polls that go out? Let me know. So I really, outside of, you know, me seeing, I've seen all of them play on coverage, but in the amount of time that I've seen them play in coverage, I haven't seen enough to actually form a serious opinion on any of them. I mean, Grady doesn't seem like a bad guy, but again, never talked to him in person. Mason doesn't seem like a bad guy on coverage, but you don't know. I haven't talked to him in person. So let me know below if you've had experiences with any of those guys and how it went. Lastly, for news, we did have an update as to some new member benefits for the 2026 PDGA memberships. The 3 new benefits that they were highlighting is a total of, you get 15% off of these 3 companies, and one is UDisc. So if you use UDisc, if you use the free version, great. If you're looking to get the paid version, save 15% if you have your PDGA membership. Also, McCabe Course Design. So, you know, Eric McCabe, he does course design, and there's a 15% off there. And also, big favorite of ours, disc golf pins. Go check them out, discgolfpins.com. They have a plethora of cool pins on there, whether it's state, player, club, manufacturer, all that stuff. Go check them out. You can save 15% if you do have your PDGA membership. In addition, with disc golf pins though, if you are looking at doing a custom order for a tournament that's coming up in your area, or your club, you know, you're doing club packages for the new year, you get 10% off of any custom orders. So big shout out to those 3. In addition to that, just so you know, I'm going to run through the standard benefits and businesses that are involved with the PDGA. So that way you know whether you've gone on their website and checked it out or not. It's good to know. Disc Golf Strong, Visionary Disc Golf, they're the ones who have those nets, practice driving nets. Upper Park Disc Golf, if you have bags, go check them out. Actually, we have a code for that too, Disc Golf Show. If you use that, you can save some money. Discstore.com, VIIapparel.co, Game Proofer, Pulse Disc Golf Academy, Power Disc Golf Academy. So if you're looking for lessons, go check those ones out. Smuggler's Notch in Vermont. You can save some money there. Go check them out if you're looking for a destination course. Enterprise, that's always useful. National Car and Truck Rental, Office Depot, Red Roof, Motel 6, GlassesOnWeb.com, and Printastic. So those are a bunch of the membership benefits that you get with PDGA. You know, whether you're have issues with PDGA or not, if you do end up getting a membership, might as well take advantage of those savings. You can also go on their website and check those out as well. In addition to that, they most recently made a post about early sign up membership promotion, and they're doing like giveaways for people who are signed up prior to the new year, prior to January 1st. And I believe anytime after October 1st, if you sign up, your membership at that point is good through the end of the following year. So go check that out. Before we move on to question of the day or question of the episode, go ahead and do me a favor. Hit that subscribe, like, share, notifications, all the goods. Go ahead and do that. It's very much appreciated. All right, guys, moving on to the question of the episode. That is going to be, what disc golf content creator or YouTube channel is your favorite? We have ours, or I have mine, definitely. We like to shout out Simon a lot, Silas Schultz. Foundation's always a good one. There's a lot of smaller creators out there. You got, well, not even smaller, smaller in general, but bigger than us. Bedanza's a good one. Disc Golf Answer Man, Bobby Brown. There's a bunch of them out there. So who do you like? Who's your favorite? Let us know in the comments down below. And we are to our gear and equipment segment. This segment is brought to you by Disc Golf Deals USA. Again, if you go to discgolfdealsusa.com/discgolfshow, you can get 10% off of your entire order. Some exclusions do apply. But bags, carts, discs, apparel, accessories, all that stuff. Save 10%, guys. Logging on, for some reason, it's not populating for approved discs, but I've got some other stuff that I can talk about. So we'll rehash those in the next episode for any of them that may pop up after, probably right after I upload this. Recent and upcoming releases. We've got a company that we've known about for quite a while. They had a very unique idea when they first started off, and that's Ozone Discs. They are relaunching their brand. They actually started back in 2014, I think, 13, 14, I believe. They have a dual mold style disc. Back then, it was super unique, but they are relaunching and they're coming back with a new, with some new molds. So I'm super curious as to what those end up being. I mean, they've teased some things on their socials, so go check them out. Again, Ozone Discs. And we will have a link down below. It's www.o3discs.com. Go check them out. You can see the difference in kind of dual mold technology that they're using. But yeah, we're excited because it's fun to see unique discs and products that come into the community. Yeah, and then as always, guys, for gear and equipment, we always like to promote the, probably, honestly, outside of discs, the ones you throw, the most important product that you can use, and that's shoes. Whether you are wanting lightweight, durable, waterproof shoes, we have a couple companies, as always. Vessi, we have affiliate link below, and then Idio Sports. So they're two completely different style shoes, but depending on your taste, I'm sure between those two that support our beloved sport, you can find one that you like. They both have low tops, high tops. Idio's more of a zero flat style shoe. Not completely zero, but it's pretty close. They're waterproof, lightweight. But yeah, go check them out. Either Vessi, of course, I'm sure you've heard both of these if you are in the disc golf community, or Idio Sports. As for upcoming events, we know that they did announce all the tour events and everything like that, so we'll get to that again. I'm kind of most excited about the Big Easy Open, just because it's new mainly and it's a different backdrop for disc golf. But yeah, we'll talk more about that as it gets closer. All right, we're on to mailbag, guys. I do have something that's really cool that I decided to be a part of this year, and that is the Trash Panda Disc Swap. So it's a Secret Santa kind of a thing. And I decided to join up. And so I've got a bag here. And I haven't looked at them, but I did open it up because I wanted to be easier to film. I don't want to set you down and hear me cutting a bag open. So I'm going to pull out here, which I'll show you again. This is what was sent to me. So we will see what we got in our swap. I sent out a nice little care package to the person that I got. It's definitely a really awesome idea. Massive undertaking, because I think they got over 11,000 participants this year. But yeah, I'm excited. So let's see what we got. All right, we've got, oh cool, okay. Brand new, Fierce. I've definitely wanted to try this out. It's a no bead. I've been putting for a while now with no bead. I throw basic kind of base model AVRs, but yeah, thank you. Again, thanks to, I don't know if you want his full name, but I'll just say DJ. Thank you very much for this package. We've got, okay, sweet, a Trace, Sarah Hokum, world champion. Trace, that's cool. All right, 2 different manufacturers there. And then what is this? This is a mystery disc, apparently. But I love the stamp. It's a Wonder Bread stamp. Let's see, Lone Star Discs. Let's see if I can see what it is. The Harrier? I don't know. Will be fun throwing this to see how it flies. Yeah, that's cool. I'm stoked. That's very, very nice of them to send 3 discs. The requirement was basically 1 high-end plastic disc when you do join the disc swap. So super excited. Thank you again, DJ, for that package. And last but not least, community video that you should check out, and that is going to be quite a short one compared to the majority of videos that he does. But big fan of Silas Schultz. The most recent one is his 2025 kind of recap that he did. It's only like 3.5 minutes, so go check it out. He does great editing work. And I just, you know, it's an easy, simple, small video to watch to get a sample of kind of his style. In our opinion, my opinion, top 2 disc golf vlogger out there. I'm just putting that out there. But yeah, so big shout out to Silas. Again, go to his YouTube channel and support him there. All right, guys, that's the end of the show. As always, we like to help you save some money. Guy, I always like to help. We always like to help you save some money. So there are a few ways that you can do that. In addition to everything that you're being able to save from Black Friday, Christmas, all those deals that are out there with all the manufacturers and companies. You can go to Upper Park again, Disc Golf. You can use code Disc Golf Show, save some money there. And then again, big shout out to Disc Golf Deals USA. Go to discgolfdealsusa.com/Disc Golf Show. Save 10% off of your entire order. Bags, carts, accessories, clothes, discs, anything that you need, go on there, save that 10%. It adds up. Baskets, that's a good chunk. And some exclusions do apply. But lastly, but not least, yeah, that sounded right, sort of, to our local pro shop, Final Nine Sports. They've been with us since the beginning. And if you are in the Northern California, Sacramento area, they have 2 locations, one in Rocklin and one in Orangevale. So go check them out. And in addition to that, go check out and support your local pro shop. Outside of that, guys, as always, subscribe, like, share, hit that notification bell, all the goods, and really appreciate your support. And we'll see you next week. All right, have a good one. Bye.